a man who never lost a battle, not even once. Yet his greatest victory came when he laid his sword down. This is the story of Khalid ibn al-Walid, the sword of Allah. Born under the fierce sun of Makkah, Khalid grew within the honored tribe of Quraysh. From childhood, he trained for combat, speed, discipline, precision. The desert became his classroom, courage his inheritance. People spoke of him as the son of valor, a man whose spear struck true and whose strategy never failed. In those days, power meant survival, and Khalid's heart burned bright with pride and certainty. Then came a new message that challenged the pride of Quraysh, the call of Islam. One God, one truth, mercy over vengeance. Khalid did not understand it. To him, it sounded like surrender. At the Battle of Uhud, his tactical mind turned the tide. He led the cavalry that surrounded the Muslims when their archers left their posts. Victory belonged to Quraysh, or so it seemed. But Khalid noticed something that haunted him later. Even in defeat, the Prophet Muhammad forgave. Even in pain, the believers stood firm. The seed of doubt had been planted in the heart of a warrior. Years passed. The treaties between Muslims and Quraysh calmed the battlefields. But not Khalid's soul. He began to hear of Islam's justice, its unity, its mercy toward enemies. One night he could not sleep. He stepped into the desert alone, gazing at the endless sky. In the stillness he whispered to himself, "How can one message transform the hearts of my people?" A letter soon arrived from his brother, who had accepted Islam. It said, "The messenger of Allah asks about you. He wonders why a man of your intelligence remains away from the truth." The words shook him. Khalid realized that the Prophet did not hate him. He hoped for him. He mounted his horse and rode toward Medina. When the Prophet saw him approaching, he smiled and said, "Here comes a man whom Allah has guided." Khalid bowed his head, tears in his eyes, and accepted Islam. That day, the sword of pride became the sword of faith. Soon after embracing Islam, Khalid's leadership was tested at Mu'tah. 3 Muslim commanders fell in succession against a massive Byzantine force. Khalid, still new to Islam, took command. He reorganized the ranks, shielded the flank, and led the Muslims to safety, a retreat that saved the entire army. When the news reached the Prophet, he said, "Khalid is a sword among the swords of Allah, drawn against his enemies." From that day, he was known as Saifullah, the sword of Allah, under the Caliph Abu Bakr, RRA. Khalid led the Muslim armies through the deserts of Iraq and the plains of Syria. At Yarmouk, facing an army many times larger, he used intelligence, patience, and faith. Every move felt guided, every strategy precise. By sunset, the Byzantines had fallen back. Their empire forever changed. Yet Khalid never claimed the glory. He would say quietly, "Victory is from Allah alone." When Umar ibn al-Khattab, RA, became caliph, he removed Khalid from command. No accusation, no dishonor, only a test. Many men would have been broken by that decision, but Khalid accepted it with calm. "I fought for Allah, not for Umar," he said. He continued to serve in the ranks, obeying the new commander with humility. For the warrior who had never lost to an army, this was the hardest battle of all, to conquer the self. In that silence after glory, Khalid ibn al-Walid proved what true submission means. Even a sword forged for battle must rest when its master commands. Years later, Khalid lay ill in Hims, Syria. His body bore the scars of more than 100 wounds. He wept softly and said, "I fought in so many battles that there is no place on my body without a scar. Yet here I die on my bed like a camel." Those near him tried to comfort him, reminding him that jihad is by intention, not only by sword. He smiled faintly. The man who had faced thousands now faced his creator with peace in his heart. He lifted his eyes and whispered, "May the eyes of the cowards never taste sleep." Then the wind of Syria carried his soul to the mercy of Allah. He never lost a battle, but his greatest victory was over pride itself. From the deserts of Makkah to the fields of Yarmouk, Khalid ibn al-Walid taught the world that strength is nothing without surrender to Allah. May Allah be pleased with him, the sword that never broke. If this short story touched your heart, support this journey. Like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll create a full cinematic story of Khalid ibn al-Walid, deeper, longer, and filled with every moment that shaped the Lion of Allah.